This is my comic pull list for October 26, 2016. As most of you have no doubt realized at this point, this video is a little different. I took a tumble down my stairs yesterday and really just didn't feel like doing a video today. But since I had a pretty big pull and didn't want to get behind, I decided on a happy medium, just pictures and a robotics substitute. A few of you may not have noticed anything different though, as I sometimes come across as robotic in my videos anyway. Haha. So starting off with Dark Horse and Aliens Defiance number 6. This was another great issue by Brian Wood. There's a lot of action, but we also get a lot of character development courtesy of Zulu's inner monologue. Looking forward to seeing where the story goes from here. Next, it's Serenity No Power in the Verse number 1. This is the first of a 6-part miniseries following the further adventures of Captain Malcolm Reynolds and his crew of the Firefly-class cargo ship Serenity, which were introduced in the short-lived Joss Whedon television series Firefly, which aired on the Fox network in the fall of 2004. This series picks up maybe a year after the events which happened in Dark Horse's 2014 Leaves on the Wind miniseries. Due to the circumstances which unfolded there, a crew of Serenity has been driven even further underground. But as they try to carve out a living for themselves on the way out, a Rim and old friend calls for help. I really enjoyed this first issue of the 6-issue run. Chris Robertson does a great job capturing the voices of the crew. And I like how he also adds Chinese to the dialogue at appropriate times. I'm not super in love with George S. Ginty's likeness of the cast, but they are close enough so you know who they are supposed to be. As a huge Firefly fan, I will definitely be sticking with this one. Next, it stars Anne on the Planet of the Apes number 2. Years after being separated, Tarzan and his ape brother Milo lead very different lives. One of aristocracy versus one of desperation. I'm still liking this mini-series. Tim Seeley, whose writing I'm currently enjoying on Nightwing and the Lost Boys mini-series, does an excellent job here as well. Moving on to DC in The Flash number 9. In this single-issue tale, Wally West meets Wally West. The original Kid Flash meets his cousin for the very first time in this special issue, which continues the Flash's investigation into the events that began in DC Universe Rebirth number 1. Haven't read this one yet, but I'll get to it before the next issue comes out. Next up, Hellblazer number 3. The Poison Truth Part 3. In Constantine's world there are old friends, useful friends, dangerous friends, and then there's Chaz, whose screw-up threatens them all. Haven't read this one yet either. Next, it's Titans number 4. The Return of Wally West Part 4. Wally receives an impossible choice from Linda's kidnapper: save the Titans or lose the love of his life forever. Haven't read this one yet either, but this is going to be the deciding issue. Keep reading or let it go. And my last DC title for the week is Wonder Woman number 9. The Lies Part 5. Diana takes another step closer to discovering the truth, and the mysterious Godwatch responds. Unlike the other DC titles this week, I haven't read this one yet either. Moving on to IDW and the XFiles Origins number 3. Before the FBI, before the X-Files, they were just two teenagers in search of the truth. On Martha's Vineyard, a young Fox Mulder investigates something strange happening on the island, while in San Diego, 13-year-old Dana Scully looks into the shocking murder of her teacher. Two kids, two mysteries, one conspiracy that threatens the future of humanity. Mulder and Scully star in separate tales depicting the teen years, especially crafted for young adult readers. Haven't read this issue yet, but I've been a big fan of the series so far. Will definitely get caught up for next issue's finale. Next from Image, it's Outcast number 22. The ticking clock, another friend has fallen victim to dark forces. Can Kyle and Reverend Anderson save them in time? Not a lot really happens in this issue, just more setup and a lot of walking around in the snow. Next up from Marvel, it's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 12. Being that this is one of my favorites, I read this one first. The day of the big Lego competition has finally arrived, so of course all hell breaks loose at PS20. This is a hilarious issue. Amy Reed is writing and Natasha Bustos' art blend so well together. It's no wonder this is one of my favorite titles. This wraps up the Cosmic Cooties story arc, and I am looking forward to seeing where the story takes us next. Next, it's Star Wars number 24. It's part 4 of the last flight of the Harbinger, and Luke, Leia, Han and the gang realize they aren't alone aboard the crippled Star Destroyer. It's a race to see if the rebels can reach the destination before the elite group of stormtroopers regain control of the vessel. Enjoying this story arc, though this picture of Luke, which looks as if he ignited his lightsaber through his head, made me laugh out loud. Next, it's Star Wars Poe Dameron number 7. Between missions, Poe gets an invitation to visit an old friend. But our hero didn't expect an innocent reunion to turn into him being pursued by the First Order. This was a pretty good one-off issue. As usual, I enjoyed Charles Soule's writing, and Angel Unswaiter's art was good also. Next from Titan, 3 more titles I haven't read yet. Doctor Who, The 10th Doctor, Year 2, number 15. Doctor Who, The 11th Doctor, Year 2, number 14. Which I'm way behind on. And Mycroft Holmes and the Apocalypse Handbook number 3. We're halfway through this title. I liked the first 2, so hopefully you'll like this one as well. That's all for this week, kiddos. Please hit like, subscribe, comment and all the junk. And next week I'll be back in the flesh. Ciao, babies.